This is Ryan Elliott for Boxing Social. We're in London. We've just witnessed the Dubois-Gorman weigh-in. With me, always on the scene, always nice to see, Dean Whyte. Dean, how are you?
How you doing? I'm good, man. I'm really good.
Let's talk heavyweight boxing. Tomorrow night we've got a great heavyweight doubleheader. Let's start with Joyce, Brian Jennings. General consensus, I think, this is the biggest test of Joe's career. Some saying it's a 50-50, some slightly give Joe the edge. I'd like to know your thoughts. How do you see this fight playing out tomorrow night?
Do you know what? If you're looking at experience, the experience is with Brian Jennings. That's the one we're talking about, right? I think I've just missed my beat here. But yeah, he's fought Vladimir. He's fought a lot of top guys. Joe Joyce, they're moving him on very, very, very quickly. This is a very big test, but he's called a juggernaut for a reason. He's going to come forward and punch and punch and punch until the guy either ceases or the ref stops it. So it's definitely an interesting fight. One, maybe I thought I wouldn't have taken as a manager, but they're a little bit more adventurous than me, you know what I mean? And, fortune favours the brave. So, let's see what they're going to come up with Saturday night. I think it's a good fight. Jennings moves very well. He's got good boxing brain, but he's been on the one recently. He's had a lot of losses, Ortiz, and then he lost to Revis recently. So let's see what Jennings turns up.
Can I push you for a prediction on that fight, or are you going to stay on the fence?
Do you know what? In terms of hunger, desire, I think Joyce has got that little bit more. As a UK guy, I'm going to go with him. But if Jennings won by points, I wouldn't be surprised because of the boxing movement and stuff. I wouldn't be surprised. But if you had to push me, I'm going to go with my UK guy and back Joyce, and hopefully he gets the win and marches on.
Let's talk main event. Daniel Dobara, Nathan Gorman. General consensus is it's boxer v puncher. A lot of people believe Daniel will either win inside the distance or Gorman will win on points. Do you see it that way?
Yeah, similar style. I look at that as well as it's a similar thing as Anthony Joshua and Revis. Very similar, but lower level. This is like British level kind of thing. But Gorman, very, very technically good. I watched him on the pads at the media workout. I was in America, mind you, and I saw it come up on my thing, and I was like, he looks really, really sharp and explosive. Is it going to be enough? I'm not sure, because Daniel, big old guy, big puncher. And I think Gorman will start well, but for me, the stronger guy with the big power, I believe Daniel will wear him down later on and get a stoppage. But like you said, Gorman on points, Daniel inside the distance.
Now, one thing I wanted to ask you about, I think it's a bit different to Joe Joyce v Brian Jennings in the sense they're both very experienced guys. Joe Joyce obviously still early into his pro career, but had all that amateur experience. Brian Jennings has been here, there and everywhere. These two guys, they've obviously had the exposure on BT, but this is a step up. This is a 50-50 fight, two unbeaten guys, British title. How much do you think mentality plays a part? It'll be a new experience for both of these guys going in there tomorrow.
Yeah, of course it is. These guys, when you get onto this kind of level, but the thing is, Daniel's been fighting on big cards at the minute because he's been with Warren and Gorman. I'm not so sure. I haven't noticed him out quite a lot, but I think Daniel might have more experience just by a small amount. From what I can think of right now, I think he might have a bit more experience on this level just here, and it'll be interesting to see who settles quickly. But yet again, you say that Gorman, he's a traveller. He's probably been boxing from a very, very early age. So this is second nature to him also. So let's see.
Next weekend, your brother's got himself a fight. Dillian Whyte, Oscar Rivas, O2, Sky Sports box office. Week out now. How's Dillian looking? How's he been in camp?
He's great, man. He's great. Obviously, I haven't been there. I've been away, but just talking to him. I talk to him every day. He's in great shape. He's in great spirit. Very strong. He sent me the videos and sparring, and we watch them, and we catch up and train here and there as well. So he's looking in tremendous shape. I saw the media day workout. It was your colleague was there, wasn't he? Looks really good. That was on Tuesday or Monday, wasn't it? I think that was away. I think I came Wednesday. So look, he's in great shape. You know what I mean? Strong, and he's come down a lot of weight as well. So he's happy. Come next week, we're going to actually see the best Dillian Whyte, and Revis is saying, he's prepared for Dillian. All Dillian's got is a big left hook. Come next week, I'm sure he'll see exactly what Dillian's working at, and the fans will see the repertoire of shots he does have. He's not just only got a big left hook, he's got a good jab and loads of many other skills. So come next week, it's going to be explosive. You need to tune in, lock in. If you ain't got your tickets, get them. If you ain't, get your pay-per-view, and you'll see exactly the devastating destruction, what we plan to hope. If not, I'm just happy to get the W.
Now, I saw quotes floating around last week from Oscar Rivas saying that he feels maybe that Dillian Whyte is overlooking him, looking past him, etc. Dillian responded. We put a piece out on our website. He basically said, I don't overlook anyone. I'm possibly the most underestimated boxer in the world. Do you think Dillian's got his mindset right where he isn't looking beyond it, maybe world titles, etc.?
That is never going to happen. Obviously, what you've got to look at is, I understand why people are saying that because of the situation with Tyson Fury, and he's commenting on what he said. But he's a guy that doesn't let people kind of say bad stuff, and he doesn't respond. So at the end of the day, it's just one of those things. But he definitely is not underestimating Revis, and I wouldn't let him anyway. You know what I mean? I'm always on to him. I always speak about stuff, and I always say, you know what? You know, stay focused on your job. Obviously, I know you're going to comment, and he doesn't like people saying stuff without response. Anyone comments bad about him, will comment. And I'm sure fans know this about him. He's a very fiery character. He wears his heart on his sleeve, you know. So it's just one of them things. Saturday night, they'll know that he hasn't underestimated this guy, and they'll be interested in a good hard fight, you know.
I have to touch on it, you mentioned it there, the back and forth with Tyson Fury. Tyson came out last week and said that he's put it on him in the gym in the past, and that when he sees him, he's going to be in for a fight anyway. As you mentioned, Dillian, not the kind of guy to let comments like that slip. What did you make of all that back and forth?
You know what, listen, these guys, they're very similar, you know. Gypsy, fighting man. So basically, he's outspoken Tyson Fury, and Dillian's the same. They're not going to let people, Dillian's called him a coward, he's upset. And now, you know, they've just had a little back and forward, and he's spoken out. But listen, it's all up in the air, because at the end of the day, Tyson Fury has no plans on fighting Dillian. So it's just wasted and hot air on both of their parts, you know. But they're men, they're fighting men. If they do see each other, potentially, because Tyson Fury's not going to back down for anyone. So if he sees him, he's going to speak his mind, and Dillian's going to speak. And it could be one of those ones. But listen, we've got to understand, Tyson Fury's in America, and Dillon's over this way in Loughborough. What are the odds of these two bumping into each other? Slim to none. So it's just hot air.
Now, just finally on that, one thing Tyson mentioned was, I've tied Deontay Wilder down for 2 fights after the Ortiz fight. Dillian and Eddie have been on the WBC's case, as we know, trying to make sure that if he comes through this fight, there will be a world title shot there. There seems to be a bit of confusion with what Fury's saying, you know, if Wilder is tied down for X amount of dates and for X amount of time. How will that situation play out? Do you believe you guys have got near enough to a resolution with the WBC for Dillian wins this fight?
I'm not going to lie, I'm unsure what's happening with that situation, but what I'll say is Frank Warren and ESPN have done a really good job getting Fury these 2 fights, you know. So that's all I'll say on that. No. So somewhere down the line, someone's either not doing a good job or not pushing the buttons what need to be pushed so he can get his fight. 600 days and counting. We just got to see how it goes.
All right, Dean, I'll leave you to go. I'm sure you don't want to be here for too long, but thank you very much for speaking to Boxing Social.
I appreciate, as always, you guys giving me the time, man. Thanks very much.